obviously, you don't have to get up for a game like this, and guys are excited to bounce back from last weekend and kind of get back to our Texas days and making big plays in big games. So the whole unit's looking forward to Saturday.
How tough is Kansas State to try to prepare for? Obviously, they're a different kind of team than what you guys have seen, partly because of the way Colin Klein runs the offense.
Yeah, I mean, everything you hear about them is true. It's apparent in all three phases that they're well coached. They don't do anything to put themselves in a position to not win a game. Obviously, having an experienced signal caller like Klein means that they're very efficient on offense. Can hurt you both in the passing and the running game. And I mean, it's for us and what we told our guys, and it's absolutely true. What better test or what better comeback to have than Kansas State, because they're playing well. I mean, you turn the tape on again. I can't really overemphasize this, but you turn the tape on and you just see a very well coached team, and you see a team that's led by some veteran football players. So we're excited, and we feel like we've played well a lot during this season. It's time for us to do that again.
Opportunity for them for play action is huge, considering how good they are in both phases of the game. Talk a little bit about how well they do that.
Yeah, I mean, their entire offensive package is just, it's very well constructed. They have some play action passes, and they run the ball so well that they force you to honor the run, and then when you do, they pick their spots to throw the ball. And obviously we know the numbers in terms of their rushing to passing yardage ratio, but make no mistake about it, they can hit you up for big yardage in both categories. So from our perspective as a secondary unit, we're not going in saying, hey, we might have a few passes that we're going to have to defend. They're efficient and really proficient in both areas, so we're preparing adequately, on both sides. And guys are pumped. I mean, you can't turn the tape on and watch these guys play and not feel really good about the fact that you've got a top opponent coming in here playing a night game. It's a night game. It's a night, yeah. I didn't know. I'm kind of week to week, So playing a night game here, gosh, I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. So, and obviously, if we win the game, then we're back in the Big 12 hunt. So, we're excited. Yeah.
You had to play Ricky Rumph a lot on Saturday. How do you feel like he fared?
I think he did well. And one thing we've stressed with the freshmen since training camp was that you're no longer freshmen. And he stepped in and made some plays, and he missed a few, but that comes with being young. And I think that we're going to in the future look back and say, man, that's the game where Ricky kind of made his first splash, and so he's going to have an opportunity to play this week. Some other players are going to have an opportunity to play this week as well. So we've talked about this a lot. One question you guys have always asked about is depth, and this is exactly why you have to have it, because with teams passing so much and in the Big 12, then you're going to have a good stable of guys to play. So we're going to find out who's ready, and we're looking forward to putting them on the field.
When we asked you about depth earlier in the year, it seemed like, man, I got mentioned a lot. So some other guys, Ricky's name didn't seem to come up as much. When did he start to emerge, and what's changed?
It's really, and I always say it's a day-by-day thing, because I really go off who's had the best, most recent practice. And I tell my guys, the best and the worst thing about football is, people only remember the last thing that you did. That applies to coaches. I only remember what I just saw in practice. And so he had a great week of practice, and I think that he really earned his playing time on Saturday. Now, in our meeting today, I said to all of them, the question on Friday is going to be, well, who's had the best week of practice, and then that person's going to be the one to play. So that creates excitement and competition, and there's no better way to increase your level of play in a position than to have competition. That's what we have right now.
Is it tough the first year in a new system to find leaders? Because a guy might be afraid to turn around and say something when he may have been the one who made a mistake.
Yeah, and we have some players on defense who played a lot of snaps. I think of Will Clark, I think of Darwin Cook, I think of Terrence Garvin. So we have some leaders. I think one thing that you're seeing with this defense too is that we have some young guys playing at a very high level, and instantly I think of a guy like Carl Joseph. that this guy is he's everything you want at every position. And so I think the leadership questions about this defense are going to be answered here in a short period of time, because I tell my guys this: the more plays you make, the more respect you're going to get from your teammates, because they see you making plays. You can't talk unless you've made plays, and that's where your currency comes from. So I think we're growing leaders on defense, and I think week by week guys understand that we had a letdown in Lubbock, and we've moved on from that. But leaders have to be in a position to go ahead and say, hey, let's bounce back, because the Kansas State coaches aren't feeling sorry for us. They're not feeling sorry for us one bit. So it's easy for us to move on and take the leadership and get ready for the weekend.